Hello and welcome to Divine Downloads. I'm your host, Cassandra, your spiritual mentor, helping you get through all of the overwhelm and anxiety so that you can get into the clarity, momentum to create a life that truly lights you up. And today's episode is just, I think, one of the most important ones right now that I could be putting out there about this unique opportunity that we have at this turning point in history. And that is for you to fully step into your light, step into your power, start sharing your medicine, and finally start that soul-centered business that you've been dreaming of. And for those of you that are mid starting a business or maybe have gotten something off the ground and are still trying to take it to the next level, I think there'll also be a lot of gems in here for you, because right now we're in a really opportune moment right now where all of us light makers, all of us that have been drawn to this deep work, that have been drawn to sharing our gifts, sharing our medicine, know that we have something that can be of service to others, are being asked to stand up, are being asked to really show up. And it's going to be the people that show up right now. It's going to be the people that utilize this time to really get clear and to begin to take action, to put themselves out there, to put their medicine out in the world, to begin their businesses or to take their businesses more seriously, more consistently perhaps, right? That are truly going to be our leaders, not only now, but in years and years to come. And so this is an auspicious moment for you. This is a moment, I know if you've been listening to this podcast, you are a light maker, you are a light worker. You would not be attracted to me if you weren't. You have a unique gift, a unique medicine that you can share with the world. And if anything, that medicine is being called to the forefront now more than ever. You're already doing it. You're already doing it perhaps with your current clients. Perhaps you're doing it with your family members and your friends. That's usually how it starts. We start in our closest circle. We show up as the medicine woman. We show up as the healer. We show up as the spiritual guide, often to our friends first, often to loved ones or people that are connected through us socially, before we fully take it personally. So you already know during this time what people are looking to you for. What can you help people with right now? And right now we are in this opportune moment where people are cracking open more than ever. And they're opening their eyes like a little baby chick cracking out of the egg and saying, I need help, I need guidance. How do I see with these new eyes? How do I walk this path? Whether that is through a spiritual practice, whether that's starting their own business, whether that's helping them with whatever it is. Whatever unique flavor you feel called to share right now, there are people that eyes are open for the first time looking for it. And we're seeing the biggest shift, the biggest massive awakening and shift more than ever right now, where we've had all of these people that have had regular jobs now at home, some of them without a job, and a large number of them transitioning to work from home life, having essentially a remote job for the first time. They're learning the ropes. They're also seeing with eyes perhaps that you've never seen before. If you are one of these people, if you're having that experience right now, perhaps you've never realized on a fundamental level that having your own business could be just as secure as working for someone else. I think that's something that gets in a lot of people's way of starting their own business. There is an illusion of safety and security with working for someone else. And it's in times like this where we see that safety and that security is truly an illusion. When we see how many people's jobs fell to the wayside that just a couple of months ago seemed like sure things, consistent things they were going to ride out to retirement, right? We see in these times that we are on one hand never truly safe and therefore always safe, right? So on one hand, we see the importance of leaning in our spiritual practice, leaning in our greater truth, leaning in the greater plan. And we also see that perhaps what we have miscalibrated in the past as this being safe and this being unsafe, cracking before our eyes, opening ourselves up to say, wow, I've been calling this job my security and calling this dream this kind of irresponsible thing that I've had. But the truth is that, there is this great Jim Carrey commencement speech that I often love to quote to clients, where he talks about his dad and how his dad had a job as an accountant or some sort of a clerical job like that his whole life. And he worked his way up, and his dad always wanted to be a musician, always had these other visions of what he could do, but he didn't feel like it was okay to do it because he had to do the responsible thing. He wanted to bet on the safe bet because he had a family to provide for. And when he was 50 something, like right before retirement, the job let him go without any warning. Shifts were made, they had to make a cut, and he lost it. And here he was in his 50s, had spent his whole life working for this company, had no loyalty to him, had no pension, right? Having to start completely fresh. And Jim says, I learned in that moment that you can fail even at doing something you don't love. So why not put your hours on this earth towards the things that truly light you up? Why not go for it in that way? Why not start your own business, right? And so for those of you that are listening to this right now, and you're feeling the call to rise, and this business that maybe it's just been a dream, maybe it's been an idea, maybe it's been a side hobby, right, is now calling to you more than ever. It is not an accident. It is because we are up leveling. We are rising in consciousness as a collective. And what this means is more and more of us following our true soul's path, doing our dharma, so to speak, right? Truly honoring where we feel called to serve right now. And realizing that as a whole, as a world, what people are viewing as useful, what people are viewing as helpful, what people are willing to invest in is different in this moment than ever before. And what can you contribute to help the pain? What can you contribute to empower people that need to be empowered? What of your medicine is going to be just the elixir that someone needs right now? And how much are you going to be lit up by actually offering that? I had a similar time in my life where I had my own personal, let's say, personal disruption. That's, I think, what we're going through collectively. We're going through a collective disruption right now. I had my own personal disruption in my life when I was 25, before I started my business. And up until that day, my business had just been a blog. It had been a passion project. It had something I loved. Sometimes I would fantasize about my retirement. I'd be, I'll do that in my retirement, right? I was 25, already fantasizing about my retirement. And in that moment, when the disruption hit, when my current world was no longer as safe and secure as it was just a few days earlier, my long-term serious relationship crumbled. My little brother got diagnosed with a devastating illness. And I was feeling more unfulfilled than ever in my current job, just getting by. And I reached this point of feeling just what is the point of tomorrow? What is the point of tomorrow? What's this all for? I was feeling so hopeless and so sad. And it was from that place that not only did I develop my spiritual practice, did I start meditating, did I start visualizing, but what came with that, with all of that, was this overwhelming feeling that I bet a lot of you guys are feeling right now. This overwhelming feeling of I need to follow my joy. I need to follow even the tiniest shred of happiness right now. I need to do that next thing that's going to light me up just to get through the day. It was survival. It was like, how am I going to not succumb to what I'm feeling right now? How am I, and not in this, we all talk about this like spiritual bypassing or whatever, but the truth is that, I don't know, spiritual bypassing, I think, is just like a term people like to slap on people that they don't understand or they don't want to take the time to, agree or understand, fully download what they're saying. That's a whole other podcast. But there is something beautiful, right? I'm a teacher of miracles. I'm a teacher of A Course in Miracles. And what that means is that you can have that divine intervention. You get to have that divine intervention. It doesn't have to be a long, tedious, emotional, horrible unfurling of a process. It doesn't mean I didn't feel a ton of feelings. It doesn't mean there were lots of sad times during that time. But I knew that I needed to follow my joy. I knew I needed to follow what lit me up. And through doing that, I put more energy into the blog. I started creating videos. I got more active on Instagram for the blog, right? I was doing all these things as a lifeline, as I know this what lights me up, and this is giving me some little joy, some little purpose in an otherwise pretty gray life. And so in that moment, and that's exactly what, A Course in Miracles tells us to do. That's exactly what a lot of, great spiritual text tells us to do, is to, in those moments, follow our joy, which is our divinity, which is our love, right? That part of us that goes beyond the circumstances of the world and tunes into something greater. That part of us that puts being of service to the collective over our individual condition. And in reality, I think A Course in Miracles mentions in some sort of way, it's actually being very selfish. It's selfish for the collective, right? Because selfishly, you're going to feel so much better when you're of service. You're going to feel so much better when you're doing that thing that lights you up. But guess what? That also creates a better world for all of us. That also, A Course in Miracles calls teachers of God or teachers of higher power to teach us to demonstrate. You're demonstrating divinity in those moments, right? By you standing up, by you being the light, by you following what lights you up, you are a teacher because you are demonstrating with your life what it means, right? And so you inspire everyone else in your circle in those times. And I bring up that story because I feel like right now, collectively, we're going through a very similar time. We're going through a time where there's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know when we're all going to be able to go back and mix and mingle or travel like we used to. We don't know how the economy is going to take this giant hit. We don't know, perhaps, depending on what your jobs are, whether they're going to sustain. And so in this collective uncertainty, we are being called to rise even more powerfully to the truth of who we really are and what we are really here to do. And we are seeing more than ever that what the future holds is more of us being able to share our medicine on the internet through online businesses. If this hasn't been a gigantic ad for online businesses, this whole thing, I don't know what is. Because when all of this was happening, I was watching so many different people in my life have so much uncertainty, and I can tell you absolutely nothing about my business has changed. If anything, it has grown, and my day-to-day, I've just become more lit up and more inspired because now I see an even greater, more specific way I can be of service. I've been being of service. I've been empowering women. I've been helping people along their journeys for over a decade now in different ways. I've been working with people one-on-one for 8 years at least. And each time I've had to reconnect in that moment to what is of highest service. Where is my medicine right now? right? And where my medicine was when I was 25 is very different than my medicine is right today. I still have all of those years of learning and collective medicine behind me and all the different things I've taught and ways I've taught them. But in this moment, it's asking yourself, just like I asked myself, what is the medicine that I can bring forth right now that will be the greatest antidote for the people I'm meant to serve? And when I asked myself that question, it was undoubtedly clear as day. Cassandra, you are here to guide this new level of light leaders. You are here to help immobilize the light makers who are ready to go, who are ready to start their businesses, who are ready to show up and do this full time. Let this be their gift. Let this be their life. They're fully ready to spread their light and step into the leadership in their lives, in their community, in the world. And in that owning and accepting of that medicine, I feel so much joy in being able to give you all the tools I'm giving you. I feel so much joy in being able to offer the courses I'm offering and offer the mentorship I can offer. And so I want you to think about what that medicine is for you. What is that gift that you can give based on your past experience? I've had an online coaching business for, like I said, a while now, right? Over 8 years. And so that's a very clear, very easy, very natural medicine I can give to someone. You all in your life, based on your experiences, based on your zone of genius right now, based on that thing. You know, I talked to one of my girlfriends, so I'm going to bring on the podcast actually, and I'm going to share her gift with you because her medicine I also think is so necessary in this time and also so different from mine, right? She teaches virtual assistants. She trains virtual assistants. You can become a virtual assistant, and then she helps place you. I was like, you know, I called her up as soon as all this was going on, and I was like, it's time to go. It's go time, Molly, because the world needs your medicine. The world needs your medicine right now. How many people are at home right now thinking, how can I make income at this time? How can I support my family? Right? And here you are with the medicine, with the antidote. You got that antidote. What is your antidote? What medicine do you have to give right now? Because I'm betting you're listening to this right now. You already know. You already know what you have to give. And maybe you just need a little help. Maybe you just need a little midwifing to help birth it into the world. And so I'm going to be offering you, first I'm going to offer you the first 3 things that you should be doing on this podcast to get that going right now. And then I'm going to share with you some of the various different offerings, free and investment wise, that you can take advantage of to leverage this time to truly show up and rise during this auspicious time in history. If this isn't the cracking open point, if this isn't the time when you can step up, where you can do things differently, where you can show the world what you're here to give, you can be the light leader that you've known in your soul to be this whole time, then I don't know what is. Because we're here. We're here. It's go time, ladies. It's go time. And so if you're listening to this and maybe you've had something that is a passion project or just a dream, the first thing I want you to do right after you listen to this podcast, I want you to write down 2 lists. One list of all of the gifts that you can give. All of the things, like this is anything that you're talented at. So write an extensive list. Really think about all the things that you're great at. So for instance, maybe you're great at cooking. Maybe you're a yoga teacher. Maybe you are certified in sound healing or breath work or Reiki. Maybe you're a social media ads person. Maybe you've done marketing for your corporate job. Maybe you do accounting for your corporate job, right? You all the different things based on your personal life, your passions, and your current work, whatever that is. I want you to write out a list of all of them. And then the second list I want you to write is I want you to write down, what do you feel people really need right now? Right now. And that's important. It's not what do people need in general. It's what do you feel like, what do you specifically feel called that people need right now? And I want you to consult. You can consult your first list and you can go through it and you can modify it for the time. So for instance, I love cooking. What do people need right now? Maybe they need easy pantry staple cooking ideas. That's true. People are at home. People have limited things that they were able to stock up on. Maybe you can supply some inspiration to help them spice it up. Okay, maybe you have a gift for, let's pick another thing, social media strategy. Also, okay, maybe you're working that in your corporate job or whatnot. Okay, what do people need in that right now? Okay, well, what if small businesses or big businesses that are pivoting right now need a social media strategy to utilize the platforms to the fullest, to convert their audience to their new online presence, right? Okay, that's a big need. That these people need this, and that's how that could be of service. And go through your whole list and really get honest. I find when I work with my clients on this, they will underestimate how their skills translate to what people need right now. And I'm telling you, with most of your skills, you're going to be able to find something that translates to what someone needs right now and why they need it. And then after you write this list of what they need, I want you to go through it and go through it for an energy check. And I want you to think, out of all of those, what feels most exciting for you to teach people? What feels most exciting for you to do right now? What could you see yourself doing over and over again and feeling excited and empowered every single time? If you love cooking, if teaching people new recipes, if seeing the joy, seeing pictures of people doing your recipes really lights you up, then you're like, okay, perfect. I feel like that's a really strong need. I feel like that really lights me up. And utilize that to get clarity on what your specific medicine is. And then 2, once you've gotten that clarity on that specific medicine, I think this is the time to build the basic building blocks and get clear. I have in my Spread Your Light course, we have this thing called your Biz Roadmap, right? In my Spread Your Light course, we pretty much walk you through all of these kind of steps in clarifying your audience, clarifying your offerings, getting your website, your newsletter, and your social media all on point for all of this. We do all of that in my Spread Your Light course. But the second step is kind of getting that structure, and don't overthink it. I think that's another one of the biggest things I've learned from working with people over the years is oftentimes we get paralyzed in the overthinking. You do not have to have the most beautifully designed website. You do not have to have the most thematic Instagram to get going. Like, start now, but get something up. Get something up, let it be a work in progress. You can always reinvest in that as you go and spend more time, but get your foundational structure up. Decide, do you need to create a separate Instagram for this? You're going to keep the same Instagram? Do you want to change the name of the Instagram? Are you going to use your name for the website? Get clear. What is the name of the business, and who are you serving, and what do you provide? So once you get that, you can get that clarified on your website and on your social media. What I do for who? I help moms make nutrition dense, easy meals at home. I help busy people make 5-minute dinners, whatever. I help small businesses use their social media to pivot during this time, whatnot, right? Getting really clear on that. And once again, I want to urge you, because this is something I think that comes up a lot with my clients when they're just starting out. Don't spend like days upon days on this. Honor what comes through for you first. And it's okay if it's not perfect, because you'll get clear as you keep on taking actions. And when you get into the momentum of actually doing it, you'll be able to refine it much better than you can from where you are right now. And so The third step, once you get that going, I want you to come up with one free offering, one paid offering. This is like 5 steps in one because I can't help myself. I just love doing this. Okay, one free offering, one paid offering, and a newsletter. So actually, collect emails. Let's say collect emails. We won't go crazy right now. So I'm assuming right now this is for people that are literally starting out from square one. So you've gotten clear on that. You've gotten clear on what your medicine is, who you help, how you help them, what the name of the business is, and you're not allowing yourself to what I call mental masturbation on it, which is spend way too much time going back and forth. You pick something, you're rolling with it, you'll refine it as you go, and now you're on step 3. And I want you to think of, what is a free thing that I can give someone to introduce people into what I do and what I provide? Is there a mini little video I can create that would provide them with some value about what I do? Is there a short PDF I can create? What is something that will give people a taste, give people some help, right? It's almost kind of like this podcast in a way, except I'm not utilizing this podcast in that way, but like this podcast, right? Where you're going to get a little taste. You're going to get some tools to like get you into action, right? But of course, it's not going to take you all the way home, right? You're just going to get some tools to get that early momentum. So what can you give your person right now to get some help right now, some relief right now, some momentum right now, right? Before they've even decided if they're going to work with you or they're going to take whatever next step it is, right? And then decide just on one paid offering. And for a lot of you kicking off, that's either going to be, a digital course, or it's going to be working one-on-one or in a group program. Keep it simple. Once again, keep it simple. Pick one thing to begin with. And then from that, just start sharing. Just start showing up as the light, showing up as that person. This is my medicine. This is my ministry. This is what I'm here to share. This is who I'm here to serve. And showing up on your social media platforms that way. Showing up to your family, your community that way, right? Giving this content, offering up your free test teaser sample, right? And letting people know that you're open for business, that you're open to help them. Talking to that person that you know you can help and letting them know that you have things for them, you have resources for them, you're here for them. And that's just the tip of the iceberg getting started. I'm going to do more in depth for you guys in future episodes, and I'm actually going to offer, I'll put the link below for you guys to check this out, but I'm going to offer next week 2 live Zoom calls. So 2 live and open to anyone Zoom calls. One for people just starting out in their businesses, and one for people that are, have some sort of structure going but want to pivot, want to take it to the next level. And I'm just going to open myself up and allow you guys to ask me questions, allow you guys to just have kind of like a free open group work session with me, because I really want to be here. I want to be of service with you. It lights me up so much to see more spiritual business owners being abundant, being successful, being able to support their families through work that they love, and helping the world and raising our collective vibration by showing up and doing the work that's been in their heart to do this whole time. And so I hope that you can sign up for one of those and get that information. And like I mentioned before, I do have an online course called Spread Your Light. And Spread Your Light is like my create an online business course and grow your audience. So I really walk you through step by step what it takes to get really clear on who you're here to serve, what it takes to create that business roadmap. So you have a game plan, you have a business plan for how you're going to make money, how you're going to attract customers, how you're going to grow your audience. Go in depth on social media growth and social media use to sell. We talk about working with brands. We talk about emails, collecting emails, sending emails, pitch emails. We talk about all the things about launching, you name it, we talk about it in Spread Your Light. And it's really a great get up and go for any of you guys that are ready to do this and want a roadmap and want those steps and want a really individual, tailored, you can literally watch a video of me explaining you just something, stop, go implement, come back, watch another video, stop, go implement. It really does walk you through the whole process. So if that would be of service to you, I'm going to share the link below. I am doing a very special offer right now on Spread Your Light so that you can join it at the most affordable price it's ever been and do it at your own pace. I also am partnering with my friend Scott Olford, who is a 7-figure business coach, who has helped many very successful entrepreneurs pivot through these times. And he's offering a program right now called Recession Proof. And so if you really want to go hard, you really want to see, Scott is offering his strategic expertise on how to create specific offers and really thrive during this specific climate. So I'm going to offer, if you sign up with that, I'm going to gift you Spread Your Light so that you will have both Scott's expertise as well as my expertise and really have a 1-2 punch to really take yourself to the next level during this auspicious time to grow your business. And of course, as always, I have some spots that I'm opening up, even more spots for my Light Leader mentorship. For those of you that really are serious about this, this is go time. In the next 90 days, you want to be up and running in your business. You can click the link below and apply for the Light Leader mentorship. And if we think you're a good fit, we'll set up a call for us to chat about moving forward. I just want to leave you with, guys, that now is the time. Now is the time. If you have been thinking about this, if you've been mulling this over, if you've been kind of half in, half outing it, now is the time. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? You're being called now. You're being asked to rise up. The world needs your medicine. And it is not an accident that you have that dream. It's not an accident that you have that desire. It's not an accident that you feel called to serve. You can do it. I know firsthand how intimidating that can be for someone that is what I call soul-centered or heart-centered, right? We have these dreams, we have these ideas, but sometimes the strategic implementation of it can feel daunting and overwhelming. Well, we've got some great resources for you to get through that hump so that you don't have an excuse to sit back and to shy away what you're being called forth to do, because we want to support you. So thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned for other episodes. And like I said, I hope to see you on the Zoom calls or in one of the programs. I can't wait to support you during this time. And I can't wait to see you guys stepping up and being the light leaders you're meant to be in this world.